The two fish you see here are mother and son. They are born close to their mother, like parasitic twins, but after reaching a certain stage of development, the alligator will actively bite of the connection, start living independently. This alien-looking fish is called a telescope fish. They are real, inhabits waters at depths of 500-3 kilometers. So here's the problem. Why is the water deeper, the scarier the creature looks? Humans have explored less than 5% of the oceans. Hidden beneath our feet is a world more mysterious than outer space. Today, I am going to follow the main line of depth, take you through the abyss, uncover the deepest secrets of the earth, whether you believe it or not. The creature you see next, the weirdness of it will upend your perception. The surface of the ocean is sparkling. It's alive. The sun feeds on plankton. They're a food source for fish. Fish, in turn, support the entire food chain, from coral reefs to whales. But the current front is below 200 meters. The life starts to dissipate. We've entered the I region. This vast expanse of ocean extends to a depth of 1 kilometer. The sun is too weak for photosynthesis. Plankton forests disappear without a trace. No plants, no green energy. Only the snowflakes falling slowly from above. That's the tiny remains of plankton and the regret of dead creatures. Scientists call it marine snow. What might seem like insignificant ocean snow to us is actually essential for life in the area that we're looking at. Where there is food, there is life. It's just that life here has long been divorced from our understanding. The animals in the gaze zone have evolved some of the strangest forms on Earth. Most of them are completely transparent. The body is as clear as glass. Glass due to floating in water. The internal organs are almost invisible. Like a ghost glass octopus on the blue sea, it is almost completely transparent. The eyes are the only solid feature in the body. Why are so many species becoming transparent again? It's still a mystery. Maybe it's a disguise. They hide from the dim light, maybe to save energy. In this world, the cost of synthesizing any one pigment far exceeds the expected reward. Other creatures have chosen the opposite strategy, not invisibility. They shine. In the dark, some organisms produce light through chemical reactions, and this process is called bioluminescence. For us, it's a dazzling sight. Flickering point of light, glowing pattern. The whole creature alternates light and dark like a lantern. But in the deep sea, the light's bargaining chip for timely survival. Some use it to lure prey. Some rely on it to find a mate. Others use it to achieve reverse lighting to hide themselves from below. The predator can clearly see the black silhouette of its prey in the faint light above. Organisms like firefly oil have light organs all over their abdomens. Match the ocean light perfectly by adjusting the brightness. Completely erase its own silhouette and blend into the background. Camouflage yourself with light. Let the light fade into the light. Other species have even more exotic survival techniques. Blood-colored comb jellyfish give off a crimson sheen. Red light cannot penetrate the deep sea. This makes the jellyfish look completely black in the dark. The glowing prey captured in his stomach can be perfectly hidden. Avoid attracting other predators who are attracted to the light. In a world defined by oil and light, all of life's adaptive evolution revolves around who can be seen, who cannot be seen unfold. But there's so much more to the area than just light and shadow tricks. Here is also the most spectacular event in the ocean. Migrations come nightly. Billions of creatures rise from the abyss. Lanternfish squid, the jellyfish, and the entire army of the deep sea climb to the surface under cover of darkness. At dawn, they plunged into darkness again, vanished without a trace. This massive daily migration is known as the day-night vertical migration. It's the largest synchronized migration on Earth. The number of participants far exceeds all herds, the sum of the flock of birds and the swarm of bees. However, despite the staggering scale, it wasn't discovered until World War II, when naval sonar operators detected a mysterious clip on the ocean floor. Angry every night, sink in the morning. It was only later that I found out that it was not the bottom of the sea at all. It's a fluid life, a complete but invisible world. In the area, the familiar laws of survival begin to twist. Transparency is armor. Light is used to hide the birth, old age, disease, and death of billions of animals, following a rhythm older than human civilization. This is the threshold of the abyss. It's the first layer of a world we still can't fully decipher. When diving more than a kilometer, the sun disappears completely. We arrived at the midnight zone. This sea extends to a depth of 4 kilometers. No dawn and dusk. Only endless night. The temperature hovers above freezing. The pressure is hundreds of times that of the surface, with human cognition. It seems like a desperate situation where life cannot survive, but it's here. Purification reveals the ultimate creativity, such as koi fish. Unlike most living things, it produces red bioluminescence. For most creatures in the deep sea, red light is invisible. That makes the ray of the arowana its own searchlight. And here's what's amazing. His eyes have undergone a special evolution, can detect this hidden color. It's as if they've invented a secret wavelength that only they can see, and the other predators here are also stealthy. Handsome fish have super black skin. Efficiently absorbs light. Reflectance less than 0.5% of contact light. Even if the submarine searchlight shines directly, it almost completely disappears. And anglerfish, perhaps the weirdest hunter in the deep sea. Females wiggle glowing lures in front of their mouths, lure unsuspecting prey. And the most puzzling thing about him is how they reproduce. Males are born tiny, weak and helpless. The only mission is to find the female. That's nearly impossible in the vastness of the dark ocean. Once found, he will bite the magnet with a special jaw. Fuse your body with him. Eventually, his organs gradually atrophy. Eventually, only one sperm sac remains. It's permanently attached to the female, nourished by his blood. This is one of the most extreme forms of sexual adaptation known to the animal kingdom. Not all animals in the midnight zone are hunters. Some are opportunists and scavengers, waiting for food to fall from the sky. The carcass of a whale sinks to this depth. It will become an oasis, feeds entire biomes for decades. Even with the help of submersibles, our knowledge of this region is still fragmented. Scientists speculate that every recorded species, there are dozens of new species yet to be discovered every time they sneak into the midnight zone. You may encounter creatures that science has never seen before. This is the Midnight District, one that uses light as a weapon, invisibility as a way to survive, a world where even reproduction follows rules beyond imagination. After the first 4 kilometers, we leave the open water, touch the bottom of the abyss. This is the abyssal plain, one of the largest habitats on Earth, covers more than half of the Earth's surface, but it is also the least understood field by humans. There are no landmarks, no coral reefs, there are no algae forests, no towering mountains, only endless muddy deserts, extending thousands of kilometers in all directions. The temperature here never exceeds 4 degrees Celsius. Extreme lack of food. The strategies required to survive are radically different from anywhere else on Earth. One of the adaptive characteristics is their large size. Many animals in the deep sea are much larger than their counterparts in the diving area. For example, giant, puppy-sized, and other species of animals rapidly crawl on sediment. Small encephalopods can grow here to be larger than the palm of a human hand. Even the largest living invertebrate, the giant squid, is thought to inhabit this deep ocean. Scientists call this phenomenon a giant painting of the deep sea, but the cause remains a mystery. Some people think it's to save energy, others think it's to better defend against rare predators. And the truth, we still don't know. When the behemoths from the sky fall, the abyssal plains will come to life. A dead whale sinking into the deep sea is a rare surprise. Scavengers will gather in a few hours. Sharks are busy hiding from amphipods. And before long, weirder creatures will settle in. A type of bone-eating worm called a bone worm burrows into the muscles and bones, feeding on the oil stored in the bones. An entire ecosystem will sprout from a corpse. For decades, until everything turns to dust. The other animals here can also survive on even less food. Like vampire squid. Scary name, but not a predator. He collects floating ocean blood particles with long, sticky filaments. Even in the oxygen-starved depths, it also thrives on a hemoglobin that has a high affinity for oxygen. In this sludge all over, in the silent desert, biological growth retardation, breeding sparse. Lifespan can reach hundreds of years. Greenland could survive in this deep sea for over 400 years. It's the longest-lived vertebrate known, and beyond the abyss lies deep trenches formed by the erosion of the Earth's crust. Those are the scars of the Earth. This is where one plate pushes under the other, pulling the ocean floor into unfathomable depths, is called the Hadal Zone. It extends from 6 kilometers below the surface of the water to the deepest part of the Earth. That's nearly 11,000 kilometers at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. For example, if you throw Mount Everest into the Mariana Trench, its cap would still be more than a kilometer underwater. The environment here is incredible. Fine lines close to freezing. The pressure is 1,000 times higher than the surface of the Earth, instantly lethal to humans. But life doesn't just exist here. More flourishing. One of the most amazing is the snailfish that live at the bottom of the trenches. Fragile body texture. It's a focal skin, thin and translucent. It seemed completely unable to adapt to such a harsh environment, yet they are the deepest living vertebrates ever discovered. They thrive where no other fish can survive. Their bodies don't have hard bones. The cellular structure is reinforced by unique molecules, enables proteins to maintain their function under tremendous pressure. Other inhabitants are smaller but equally extraordinary. Shrimp-like crustaceans swarm to the bottom of the trench. Recent studies have found that they contain plastic fibers in their bodies. This shows that even the most remote habitats are already being affected by human waste. Thermal vents on trench walls. Life gets stranger. The microbes here don't feed on sunlight or ocean caves. They live off methane hydrogen sulfide spewed out of the Earth's crust. A swarm of worms, isolation and crabs depend on these tiny pioneers for survival. This is a food based on chemical reactions rather than photosynthesis. The Web of Things showed us that life can exist under conditions radically different from what's on the surface of the Earth. These findings also raise a larger question. If life could adapt to such extreme conditions on Earth, so is it possible that life exists on other planets? For example, icy moons like Europa and Enceladus. Hidden beneath its frozen crust is an ocean heated by internal heat. Studying the Hadal Zone may give us a glimpse into the possibility of life in the extraterrestrial ocean. Despite the significance of the trench, we know almost nothing about him. Fewer people have visited the Mariana Trench than have walked on the surface of the moon. Every dive brings back creatures that have never been discovered by the scientific community as far as we know. The deep ocean is still a world full of mysteries. More than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. Every deep dive, every remote-controlled submersible expedition may bring back creatures that have never been seen before. Discovery here is not a rare accident. It is an ongoing norm. Even for known animals, we still have so many unanswered questions about why many deep-sea creatures grow so huge. What is the evolutionary logic behind their huge size? Why do some creatures become nearly invisible or evolve ultra-dark skin creatures that can absorb almost all light? Glowing is perhaps the most incredible of all mysteries. Nearly 3/4 of all deep-sea creatures glow. The reasons are very different. Hunt, hide and mate, or simply to survive. We still cannot explain how many species have evolved such complex chemical systems, or understand why some species can produce colors that other animals cannot see. These unsolved mysteries may be the charm of the deep sea. They remind us that the Earth still hides countless secrets. That's it for today's video. If you are interested in these topics, don't forget to pay attention. Explore more interesting content with me. See you next time.